106.7 WTLC. This is Karen Vaughn. And listen, we love bringing you good music, good vibes to get you through your workday. And I'm excited to add someone to the WTLC family. Our new studio, new sponsor is the Hensley Legal Group. Let's give it up for Hensley Legal Group, everybody. Now, they've been serving our community for years, and what I love is that they truly lead with the heart. And joining me today is Attorney Mitch Waldroup. He's been with the Hensley Legal Group for 14 years. Look at that. Congratulations to you. And he's been helping people through some really tough moments in their lives. So, Mitch, welcome to 106.7 WTLC.
Thank you for having me.
No
Beautiful
problem.
New studio.
Yes. Does it feel good, right?
It does. It's nice.
Everything is new, right? One thing I wanted to dive into before we get into the legal side is tell us who you are and what made you want to help people this way.
Right. Yeah. So, like you mentioned, I've been with Hensley Legal Group for, going on 15 years. Started there, in undergrad as an intern when we were a very small firm, and now we've grown to, 9 offices, over 150 staff, 30 attorneys, and we're, really entrenched in the community here, helping people in their time of need.
Yeah.
And just, growing up, it's what I wanted to do. I wanted to help people, right? I mean, and it just, felt right, and that's where I've always been.
Nice. I was watching the video of you on your website, and I love that you said this, that at Hensley, you love what you do and who you do it with. That's so important. That's two things.
Right.
Loving what you do and who you're doing it with. What does that mean to you personally?
Yeah, I mean, like I touched on, I really enjoy, helping people. I mean, obviously, people come to us in a really tough spot, right? I mean, they've been involved in an auto accident, or they've been injured, or maybe it's a medical malpractice, and it's not always, the most fun work because you're dealing with really difficult situations. But the second part of that is working alongside a team like we have at Hensley Legal Group to really help these people through a tough time, and doing it with a team that has your back, and we have our clients back. It just it makes the workday go really well, and that's why people like us continue to show up every day.
Yeah, showing up every day. That's definitely the key. Many of our listeners, they're everyday people, juggling work, family, life, all the things, and then something unexpected happens, like a car accident. So if you could share with us the first thing that goes through people's minds when they call you, and do you find that many people don't even realize that they have options?
Yeah, you're right. I mean, life is hectic, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we're running kids everywhere to sports. People are working. Everything is just really crazy. And then something like an auto accident happens, and it can really throw a wrench in everything. So first and foremost, if that happens to you, you just got to make sure everybody's okay, right? I mean, that's the first thing. Check in, with calling the police, make sure there's a police report made, things like that. And then, calling an attorney's office like ours, at Hensley Legal Group, we'll walk you through what you need to be doing initially, just to make sure all your bases are covered, because, you just have to have somebody fighting for you and making sure things are done with, your best interest, put at the forefront. And that's why, it's important that they call us, and we're, able to help them navigate those initial things they need to be doing, because like we touched on, they're very busy. That's not what they're thinking about. They need to get their car back. They need to get to work. Bills are due. We get that. That's why we help them through that and really smooth things over for them.
So what are some signs that someone should call an attorney, but they think, maybe I shouldn't?
Yeah, I think a lot of people, when they hear an attorney, they think expensive, right? But, we work on a contingency fee. So what that means is, there's no upfront cost, there's no hourly rates, no retainer fees. We only get paid if we get a settlement down the road. And, we would go over all that with, whoever gives us a call. But, if they're injured, they need to make sure they're getting, checked out by their doctor. I try to avoid, speaking with the insurance company right away about your injuries. Just, focus on your treatment and things like that. And then, give us a call, and, we're able to, navigate, how to handle the rest.
Mm-hmm. We hear a lot about insurance companies. What's something that they don't tell people that you think our listeners really need to know? Right.
What we're seeing a lot nowadays are, just early offers, right? They're putting money in front of people's faces earlier, even though our clients are still injured and people out there are still injured. And I think they know the economy's tough right now. A lot of people need cash quickly, even though they are, really injured, but, bills are coming due and that quick buck is very appealing to people. But, if they can give us a call, we're able to kind of evaluate what their case may truly be worth. And, just before they start talking to the insurance company and taking that first offer, just give us a call.
Yeah. And you can receive a free evaluation 24/7, 866-902-6314. I'm about to say 90210. My goodness. It just kind of like rolled off. But again, the number for a free evaluation 24/7 is 866-902-6314. So Mitch, what makes Hensley Legal Group different from other firms?
Yeah, I think we just have a really client-first focus, right? I mean, we have a lot of people that we help, but we have a lot of staff. We return calls within 24 hours. Like you mentioned, we're open 24/7. We have people available at all times. They can go to hirehensley.com and have live chats with our team. Somebody's going to return their call right away. We have people working on the weekends and the evenings. We're just here for them, and we'll shoot people straight, right? I mean, we're not going to take every single case. If it's something that, we truly feel they don't need us, we're going to guide them on some steps and, send them on their way with some useful information and, leave people better than we found them.
Yeah. Well, I can say that you have over 4,000 positive reviews, right? So you're definitely helping people. I see the smile on your face, Mitch. Yep. So when someone walks into Hensley for the first time, what can they expect?
Yeah, they can expect, a warm smile. We have multiple receptionists downstairs. I mean, multiple offices. We have 9 offices across the state of Indiana. So, anytime they call us or pop in, they're going to be greeted, with a smile and, someone to sit down with and talk and really hear them out, right? I mean, a lot of times these people are going through just a terrible time, and it's the first time they've dealt with something like that. And, a firm like us, we've handled those situations dozens and dozens and dozens of times. So while it may be their first time, we're well versed in what they're dealing with, and we're able to kind of, really navigate that. So they should be at ease when they come in.
You help many when they're in the accidents, right? But, Indiana personal injury attorneys. What other types of situations do you help people in beyond accidents?
Yeah, so, one big thing we do is Social Security disability. If someone's ill or, they've been injured and they're unable to go back to work, Social Security disability is a federal program that is available for people. Unfortunately, it's not an easy process to be approved for, so we're able to help file initial applications or help with appeals. So I encourage people exploring that due to their circumstances to give us a call. And then workers' compensation, for example, if you're injured on the job, heaven forbid, please give us a call then as well. And then your auto accidents, your typical slip and falls, heaven forbid that happens, and medical malpractice as well. We have a wonderful medical community here in the state of Indiana, but unfortunately things happen. So we encourage people, if they feel they've been harmed by a doctor or doctor wrongdoing, give us a call as well.
Yeah, because some feel as if they have to live with the pain forever. It's something that just happens, right? When in some cases, it's not their fault at all, right? Right. That they can give you a call and you can help them through those steps.
100%. Yeah, a lot of times it's not their fault. They're just, maybe somebody wasn't paying attention on the road, or they were texting and driving and ran a light and hit our clients, or, maybe something fell and wasn't cleaned up properly and they fell. I mean, there's a lot of things that happen, and unfortunately it's not their fault. And we're here to, navigate the complexities of that comes with insurance, medical bills, who gets paid back for what. I mean, there can be a lot of cooks in the kitchen when those types of things happen. Yeah. So, we're here to just really, be that fighter for them and help them navigate it.
Mm-hmm. So you are our new studio sponsor, right? Right. When we look at the studio now, again, this is a clean slate, but you will see Hensley everywhere. So I just wanted to say just thank you for making us a part of your family, for helping many of our listeners that we'll be giving you all a call, but even taking the time to come down here today to talk about what you do, how you do it, and how you do it with heart. That means a lot. And of course, TLC, Tender Love and Care. So it really blends together, right?
It does. It does. I think it's a great partnership. I mean, you guys have a beautiful studio here. You guys have been, entrenched in the community for a really long time. Obviously, what we've talked about here, that's special to us. So it's a great fit, and I'm looking forward to a long partnership here.
Excellent. We do too. So if there's someone listening now and they're like, wait a minute, I'm going through something that they've talked about today, how can they reach you, Mitch?
Yeah, like you touched on, just give us a call, free consultations, right? So, go to hirehensley.com, go to our website. You can do chats, you can text us. Our phone number's on there, depending on where you're located. Just give us a call, and, we'll be more than happy to talk to you. We have a full team of people, ready to take your call.
Excellent. Well, thank you for taking time to talking with me today. I know you have a lot going on. It's a Friday. The crazy things happen on Friday. It seems like everything that could happen happens on a Friday. So we'll let you get back to do what you do, and you do it well. And thank you for making us a part of the family and being part of ours.
Thank you for having me, and everybody stay safe out there.